teen dating violence is important, and I feel like it's not talked about enough, and that a lot of people don't realize that they are either in a violent relationship or an unhealthy relationship, or they don't realize that they're the ones bringing that like unhealthiness to the relationship. And I feel like it's really important to talk about so that people can really understand why it's not okay and how they can fix their relationship and make it work, or even just like finding ways to leave that relationship if it's like obviously bad enough. And sorry, I'm like having a brain moment. Realizing that like what's going on isn't okay, and specifically like letting people know that like this isn't normal, this is not okay, like they shouldn't be treating you that way, or you shouldn't be treating them that way, so that they like have it set in their mind that like this isn't okay, I shouldn't be treated this way, or I shouldn't be treating this person this way because the way I'm treating them is unhealthy, or the way that I'm getting treated is unhealthy, and so that they can leave the relationship or express how they're feeling about the topic, and just like bring more light to what is healthy and what isn't. I think what's unique about like teen dating and teen dating violence is that I feel like when it comes to dating in your teen years, I feel like there's a lot of things that are pressured to do, like have sexual intercourse, or like talk about things that you're uncomfortable with, or things like that. So I feel like it needs to be talked about, like the healthy things, and like knowing that you don't need to be doing certain things as a teenager, and like knowing that like even if you are uncomfortable in the situation, it's okay to say no, it's okay to express how you're feeling, and that like no one should make you feel bad for not wanting to do something, even if it's just like going out to dinner or going out to lunch or going on a date or hanging out that day. If you don't feel comfortable with it, just knowing that like you don't have to be with your significant other every day, you don't have to be having sexual intercourse, you don't have to go on that date, you don't have to do what you're uncomfortable with in the moment. So that's important to talk about. And then it's important to talk about the fact that like it's not only men who are doing the unhealthiness, I guess, in the situations or in the relationships, and that like lots of men experience unhealthy relationships where they're put into uncomfortable situations, or they're trigger warning, sexually assaulted or raped and things like that, and that like it's not only women who go through these things, it's men as well, and that there should be an equality between a relationship, and that it should be 50-50. But at the same time, sometimes it's not always 50-50. Sometimes someone's feeling like very sad or depressed that day, and they can only give in so much, they can only give in 30%. So you need to give that extra percentage that one day, and then if you're not feeling that day, then that's your other significant other needs to be putting in that percentage, just because sometimes you can't give 50%, sometimes you can only give so much, but that's the best that you can do, and I feel like that's important. I think it's really important that adults can understand the way that kids are feeling, and like knowing that the way your child is feeling is how they're feeling, and that no matter how much you try to teach them a lesson or punish them or make them feel a certain way because of something they've done in a relationship isn't going to make them want to go to you, or it's just going to make them want to like stay away from you and like not go to you when something serious is happening, like they're getting abused or they're getting sexually assaulted and things like that. Should I put up trigger warnings? And so I feel like when your child comes to you and tells you something that's going on in their relationship, being supportive and being there for them, and not talking about yourself or your own experiences, and just like sitting there and going, okay, I'm glad you came to me with this information, I'm gonna help you through it, instead of being like, oh, well, you did this, like you're blah, 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 like you're in trouble, this, that, and the next thing, and like you're punished and stuff like that. And I feel like that's just a way to get your child not to come to you. And then eventually, if it gets bad enough where they're like getting abused and things like that, feeling like they can't go to their parent, which is someone who's always supposed to protect them, who's someone who's always supposed to be there for them, it really sucks, because like knowing that, you know, you have a child, so that like this is your child, this is your baby, this is someone you're supposed to always protect and be there for and support, and feeling like the person who brought you into this world and that you're supposed to trust with everything, you can't trust, really sucks. And like feeling like you can't go to them sucks. So just like having more of an open mind and like understanding that like, okay, I understand that this is happening and I'm not going to punish you for it, and I'm glad you came to me with this information, and not like making their feelings feel like they don't matter, and that they're not serious enough, and that it's just a teen relationship, and that like your feelings will pass, and that it's not serious because you're just a teenager, you're just a kid, so your feelings don't matter or are invalid, is not okay. And I feel like it should be more taken seriously by adults.